So guess what? As of January 2022, all third-party payment processors such as PayPal, Intuit Merchant, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, Etsy, you name it, these third-party payment processing companies must report business transactions if they exceeded $600 or more in one calendar year. So what does this mean for you as a consultant? Well, in this episode, I'm going to identify how this will impact your firm's finances, what you must do, and what tasks need to be completed on your end to ensure that everything operates smoothly with this new tax law change. Stay tuned. Welcome to Say Yes to Profits, a virtual CFO firm that helps consultants gain clarity, control, and confidence in their numbers so they reduce business taxes and build profitable million-dollar businesses. We exist to eradicate small business failure, so subscribe today, and as a result, we will make it rain money in your business. It is time for you to say yes to profits. Hello, consultants. I am Octavia, CEO of Say Yes to Profits and the virtual CFO for consultants. I help consultants scale to seven figures while reducing their taxes to the smallest legal amount possible. Now, we're at the top of the year and the tax changes are already rolling in. As a consulting firm owner, you must be prepared to handle them effectively. As of the date of this episode, third-party processors have a new tax reporting guideline that can affect your business finances in a significant way. Now, before this recent tax law change, third-party payment processors were required to report to the IRS if a user received payments exceeding $20,000 total or had 200 plus transactions in one calendar year. Now, with this recent change, if a user received payments for goods and services totaling $600 plus in one calendar year, they are now required to report the user and that information to the IRS. So, what does this mean for you as an entrepreneur consultant? Well, there are 5 things you want to prepare for. Number one, the companies such as Etsy, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, you name it, a third party payment processing company that you're using for your firm will request tax information from you, such as your social security number or your tax ID. Number two, if you do not provide this information, the third party company has the right to suspend your account until you do, meaning you will not be able to receive any more payments from those companies until you give them this information. Number three, with this information, they will prepare a 1099-K in which they will send a copy to you and the IRS. Number four, all businesses must have their W-2s and 1099s postmarked or e-filed by January 31st. And number five, this change will take effect now for the next year's tax season. And more about that a little later. So, how do you, as a consultant, ensure that the amount they're reporting on the 1099-K is correct? Well, honestly, the only way to ensure that the 1099 you receive from these companies is correct is by having your books in order. Period. Honestly, that's the only way. If your bookkeeping is accurate, up to date, and reliable and timely. Okay? Now, there are several ways that this can be completed. Number one, in most cases, your accounting system should sync with these companies. Number two, your bookkeeper should keep track of each payment received and from which third party company. Number three, your bookkeeper should enter this information into your accounting system consistently, either at the end of the month at a very minimum. Now, at Say Yes to Profits, we complete this type of bookkeeping process on a weekly basis, but definitely, again, at a minimum at the end of the month. Number four, your bookkeeper should complete a check and balance report at the end of each month to ensure that all systems balance to zero so that their system match your accounting system. That's highly important. And number 5, you want to make sure that the payments they report actually were deposited into your business's bank account. I've seen cases where they reported an amount, but the amount that actually was deposited into the client's bank account did not match. And you don't want that to happen to you, okay? Now, when does this change take effect? Well, you will receive the forms at the beginning of next year for this year's transactions. So the 1099-K form will be used to fill out your 2022 income taxes that are due in March or April of 2023. So before I go, I want to leave you with some bookkeeping best practices. If the payments are tracked correctly, you will be able to compare what you received on the form against what you have in your accounting system. If there are errors, you should contact the third-party processor immediately. This is why it is imperative to keep track of the payments received through the third-party company, either on a weekly or monthly basis. If the errors are found on their end, you should have them resubmit the correct amount to the IRS on a new or changed 1099-K form. Now keep in mind that whatever they submit to the IRS, you will, in most cases, be taxed on the income reported and received. Now, the caveat with this tax law change is that this does not apply if a person is using the services to send someone a gift or pay someone back for buying a dinner. Because of this caveat, don't be surprised if someone from the payment processing company contact you and ask you for more information about specific transactions so that they can ensure that they're categorizing it correctly on their end and that they are reporting the information to the IRS correctly. Also, with this caveat, don't be surprised if you will have to provide that clarity before they will send that specific payment to your business bank account. So if they contact you, contact them or have your accounting team contact them on your behalf immediately. Don't delay receiving the money for your company based on them needing clarity, okay? Now, I highly recommend that your accounting team keep track of these payments. Again, I cannot stress enough, on a monthly or weekly basis. And your accounting team compares your internal accounting system with their third-party payment processing system and that they balance to zero, okay? Now, of course, if you need help with implementing an accurate, reliable, and timely accounting system, schedule a complimentary discovery session today by visiting sayyestheprofits.com/session. sayyestheprofits.com/SESSION. If this episode was helpful in any way, please like and subscribe right now to see more episodes. This is Octavia Conner. Until next time, say yes to profits, everyone. Toodles! You have enjoyed another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Be sure to download the free resource from this episode and hit the subscribe and like buttons right now. Also connect with us on other social media platforms and join the free Say Yes to Profits community. Thank you for joining us. Say Yes to Profits.